Okay, now we're going to look at something that's pretty important called co-ratios. Now we're going to start out and figure out why co-ratios work. You know, when you have the cosine of 90 degrees minus theta. Well, if I've got this triangle here and that angle there is 90 degrees, and say this angle up here is theta, well, in order for this to be a triangle, it's got to add up to 180 degrees. Well, the only thing this can be is 90 degrees minus theta, because when I go 90 degrees minus theta, and I add it to theta, the thetas cancel, I get 90, and 90 plus 90, that's 180. So by the angles summing in a triangle, this has to be 90 degrees minus theta. Now let's just take a look at this. What if I said, what is the cosine of 90 degrees minus theta? Well, if this side was C and that side was A, it would be C over A, like that. But hang on a sec. The cosine of 90 minus theta is C over the hypotenuse, which is A. But that's exactly the same as the sine of this angle, which the sine of theta is C over A. So the cosine of 90 minus an angle is just equal to the sine. So whenever you see 90 minus, or 90 plus with cosine, sine like this, all you do is just switch it. Sine of 90 minus is the cos of theta. Rub it out and change it to cos. The only one that's a little bit tricky, and I'm not going to explain it all right now, but the cosine, well, maybe I will a little bit. The cosine of 90 degrees plus theta, turns out it is just sine theta, but it's negative there. That's because 90 degrees plus theta, if you go to where it is, it's in the second quadrant. And cosine is negative there. Cosine is negative there. So that means your answer must be negative. That's the only one that's a little bit weird. If you see 90 plus x, cosine, it's minus sine x. Okay, I've made up some questions that are like exam questions. And I've even given a little example up here. You know, if you have the sine of 200, if you go to where it is, it's 20 degrees past 180, so the reference is 20 degrees. But sine is negative down there. If I said the cosine of 250 degrees, it's 70 degrees past 180. Its reference angle is 70. Now it's time for the cofunction thing. If you have the sine of 20, it must equal the cosine of 90 minus 20, which is 70. Negative divided by negative is positive. So if you see the sine of 20, you can just write the cosine of its complement of 90 minus that angle. And now, hey, that's a pretty nice trick because the cosine of 70 divided by the cosine of 70, that just equals 1. Well, that happens in these questions all over here, and they use that trick a lot in exams. So here's the 4 questions to try, and they come with complete memos here with everything all done out. So it shouldn't be too hard. Okay.